And today, a derecho is likely very, very common, especially in the middle of the summer. A derecho is a line of storms that produce extreme wind over a wide area. So it's extreme wind for a long period of time for many, many people, often leaving people with fallen trees, fallen power lines, often leaving people with power outages across a very large, widespread area. So we'll talk about who is in the most likely place for a derecho today. Now, I think one of the number one things that you are going to hear about the weather today is that strong wind speed. So we're going to take a minute and talk about those potentially extreme winds today. Extreme winds today, let's talk about that. Some of the headlines that I've seen across the news and across the media outlets over the last few days have been hurricane force wind speeds. Yes, that's absolutely possible today. What are we talking about? How strong are those wind speeds? 80 to 90 to potentially 100 miles an hour. And the area that we're watching for that the most will be between Aberdeen, Sioux Falls, Minneapolis, and Des Moines. This is where we could see the strongest wind speeds. Now, do you guys know the word derecho? Have you heard that before? Basically what that means is a long line of storms that produce strong wind speeds for a long period of time over a very wide area. So let's actually go and talk about wind speeds here. For this area in particular, this area highlighted in red, that's your moderate risk right here. For this area in particular, the biggest risk is going to be high winds today, 80 to 100 miles an hour. That flooding risk is pretty low. You could get some large hail and a few tornadoes will be embedded in this area. Now, there's strong wind speeds. If you get up to 60, 70, 80 miles an hour, that is strong enough not only to blow your trash can across the street, and that trash can's gone, you may not see it again, but it could also, if you're caught in this storm, also potentially impact you. All you need is 67 mile per hour wind speeds to blow you over. You don't want to be out in that. But whenever we get wind speeds as strong as 80, 90, 100 miles an hour, that could also blow things like your car over. So if you can, pull all of those items into your garage, pull it closer to the house, tie that trampoline down. You don't want that trampoline flying across the street. Let's zoom down and let's get an hour by hour look at this. This model is handling things pretty well right now. We've got a few storms across the northern side of North Dakota right now, and what you'll see is these storms intensify as they continue to track to the south and east as we head into the afternoon hours. Here we are about 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. We've got a few isolated storms out there, but again, these will congeal into a line of storms. Now, this model wants to pull storms into Minnesota, especially on the southern half of Minnesota. We have another model that wants to bring storms south of I-90 here and into northern Nebraska. We'll have to see which model actually wins, but this is what the Storm Prediction Center is talking about here whenever they say there could be one to several areas, so potentially 2 areas of strong winds today. So we've got one up to the north into Minnesota. We've got another one farther down to the south into South Dakota.